Welcome to my channel, Anya Levine, your house coach. It is such a privilege to have you watching. If you like what you're hearing, I would ask you to subscribe. This is something that I have been doing for a long time. However, being on YouTube is quite new to me. And one of my goals is to be out there and provide so much more information for those of you who are interested in this subject. As a house coach, I have been in people's homes for the last 15 years, probably about five minimum a week. So that's quite a few houses. I think I did a tally, and that might be something like 9,000. And what I noticed was, and it didn't really matter the demographics, and it was really all about people who are getting their house ready to go on the market. So what I did in the last 15 years is I had a staging and design business, and I really understood way before anybody said the word energy that our spaces do hold energy as ourselves do. And the three areas that I really noticed about everybody was that they really understood how much stuff they had wasn't serving them. And they got that after they, sort of what we call as declutter and remove things, as I was telling them what they needed to do to market their place. And decluttering definitely is one aspect of it. And with that, created a whole different feel, and the energy shifted in that space, and they shifted in that space. They were more happier, their skin looked better, they were excited. Even though that task of getting their home on the market was quite overwhelming, with a lot of little hours of sleep and the background of the what ifs, and it quite a emotional time getting your house to go on the market. The other thing that I noticed is that they really enjoyed their space. And that is prior to me coming in with the staging stuff. But they just loved how their items really spoke to them, and the placement of the furniture, and then maybe even pieces that they thought they couldn't give up, but it didn't really matter. And it didn't matter because many of them then had their items in storage, and interestingly enough, they didn't go run to it first thing when they moved into their space. In fact, many of them told me that they still have it in storage and they don't really want to bring it back. And then the other area that was really remarkable is that things shifted in their lives and their space got top dollar, and the financial and the health went really, I want to say, skyrocketing, and so did the relationships. So those are three areas that I actually really talk about as a house coach, how your relationship can shift with yourself and your others, and how important the money aspect is, how being more conscious of what goes on in your home really reflects your spending habits, and also your need to actually spend, which is, I guess, in part meaning spending habits, not needing to maybe go out for retail therapy. And the other area is their health. Your health gets so much better because you're not feeling bombarded with items. And so, as a house coach, I like to teach practical tips on the design aspect because my background is design. I love color, I love furniture, and my design clients always say to me, my God, it's not really about you. What I love is that you make it be about me. And that is so important when I do work with clients on design, because you need to love your space because it's a reflection of you, who you are. What I don't want is I don't want you to have things that don't serve you anymore. And when we remove that, it changes everything. And that really uplifts our health. So, as a house coach, I'm part of a group that understands that the spaces in our home, in our offices, and even in our cars reflect our conscious state, reflect us being present, and showing you how your environment can really be quite vital to your well-being in, like I said, the health, the finances, and also relationships by the looks, which is the aesthetics, the practicality, and the energy of the space. Our home really reflects our self-worth. And it doesn't really matter where we are living. I have coaching clients who talk to me and live in a one bedroom, actually even a studio space in the basement. And when they talk to me about the basement, I always say that is your lower level suite. So just by changing the wordage of where you are living changes the energy. And when we are very present in our spaces, then we are open. And when we are open, then we are able to see what comes to us. There are so many possibilities out there. The universe is ready to give us anything we want, but we need to be present. And in today's society, it is very challenging. We are so busy. We're bombarded with the news. We are rushing. We are in a, not all of us, but in sort of an unconscious state where we're just do. And then we don't realize what's going on. Oh my gosh, where are my keys? I forgot to pay this bill. You can just think of some ideas for yourself. And so when we go back into our home, which is our sanctuary, and we really hone into what's important in our space and let everything around us be pieces of love, let everything that is in the corners, is how it's cleaned, is the energy, fulfill us and bring us to our highest level. I'm a big believer that when you transform your space, you transform your life. And you should have and be and live in the highest potential of your well-being. So again, if you enjoyed what you heard, I am going to be coming on. I'm all about ideas of practicality, giving you tips, giving you insights, and I would just love if you loved it to subscribe and come on to my next episode. So bye for now, Anya Levine.